Bless up.
Another one.
We're back with another one of these subliminal updates. Currently, I'm in the middle of my quarter-life crisis making a game about a platformer-based acrobatic car. I always tell people that it's a part-time hobby, but honestly, it feels like it's eating my life a lot much more than I signed up for. To combat this desperation, I decided to give in to my insanity and dedicate my existence to finishing this game by, you heard it here, May 2023. Why do this, you ask? Cause I'm not a giver-upper. It's time for Whiteboard! 3 things. 1. Car rolling and turning. The car is rolling when it's not supposed to, and it ain't turning like it's supposed to. 2. Boost user interface and logic. We have to let the gamer know how much juice he has left. And we also need a way to get his juicy juice juiced up. And 3. Drifting. We gotta make the car go. Ever seen a car waddle? Yeah, me neither. This is totally wrong. First, it would be helpful to understand why the car waddles. So I made 2 images here. We have a top-down view and we have a front view here. Let's take a look at the front view here. Just imagine this is the car in front with these 2 wheels, and it has these little kind of sticks here as a suspension. Assume that they have a suspension that allows it to go up and down. The reason why we need a suspension is because it allows the car to smoothly navigate through terrain, basically softening any forces picked up from the wheels. You wouldn't want this to be rigid. Think about it when you take a step, like you feel like a very abrupt force. You don't want to kind of have that constantly on your butt, you know, making you cry out in pain. Some of the things to note here really fast is in real life, generally, the center of mass on a real car would be fairly low to the body of the car, which you generally hear. But in subliminal right now, the center of mass is a little bit above, which is actually straight in the middle of the car, which that's making kind of some issues. We could make a solution to move the center of mass down, but that's for people who actually plan properly ahead before implementing a bunch of other logic. Let's take a look at the top-down picture. Let's say that our car is trying to move to the right. It would end up making this type of force vector here, where we see the car trying to go to the center, and it creates this tangential line, which is its velocity trying to go forward, but at the same time it has this centrifugal force which pushes it out from the top. If we were to see that from a front view, let's go down to the front view section over here, and we move to the right, the car would end up slanting such as this, let's say, and the wheels will stay kind of in place. Let's say it has a crazy good suspension. The suspension on the right goes down, and the suspension on the left actually goes up, and so we can keep the car stabilized. This is the waddle that it creates, and we need to fix that. Luckily, this is a virtual world, and we're not restricted by dumb things like limitations of matter. We're going to force our car to not roll by creating this fake downward force we calculated here. A smart person would remake their code to allow the car to have a lower center of mass like real cars, but I'm not that person. This way, it's basically impossible for a car to even have a working suspension. Who even needs that anyways? Check it. With that anti-roll bar force that we added on there, we have no more waddling anymore. No need for suspension, right? And with some unnaturally high friction values on our wheels, we got some really nice sharp turns at these high speeds. Though that does pose a few problems though, so let's say we were to jump up in the air and kind of land a little bit to the side. We do get this really awkward, unnatural kind of backwards movement here, which I don't like, and we're definitely going to fix it. And secondly, if I can get this right, we also get this horrible, yep, there it is, and we still get rolling because the friction is so high that the car can't exactly stop itself. So let's actually go and fix that really quick. We got to kind of make it drift into the landing, and that'll feel a lot nicer. Played around a bit with the lateral stiffness here and some values for the friction, and if we now land on the side, look at that, we can kind of control our landing a lot nicer than before. I just kind of am boosting around to see the trails, but yeah, if we really want to have a good kind of sideways landing, we can have that no problem, and we can even turn kind of backwards a little bit as well. It will kill a lot of our speed, but that is expected. Again, not exactly natural, but it is intuitive, and it feels really good. So I'm gonna say, hell yeah, let's get it. Unfortunately, the car is not Kool-Aid Man, so we can't have unlimited juice. We need a way to know how much juice we have left in the tank, and also a way to get our juice back somehow. So imagine that the square that we see here is our current monitor. At the moment, we have a few little skill sets over here, which is like the boost and all that. And then we also have the MPH here. our current design actually is going to just move the MPH a little bit up, like right over here, and we'll have our boost meter right over here, and that'll actually be able to determine how much boost we have left in the tank, similar to how fast we're going. For the boost logic, imagine that we have a ledge right here, right? Let's say that's just a ledge. And our car, let's bring it back to square. It looks great. And the car is going off this way. Right now, our car has 0 boost. But as soon as the car falls off the ledge, right here, without jumping or doing anything, now he'll have 100 boost. Simple, right? With the power of Foresight, we already have a bunch of stuff ready for us to use. So we'll plug 2 float variables inside our class that handles the car movement called car movement component. The 2 variables are a boost meter rate change and a current boost meter. We can use these 2 variables to store a boost value between 0 and 1, where 0 is no boost and 1 is maximum boost. As we utilize the boost meter rate change variable will determine how fast our boost will be reduced over time. We then will take our current boost left and subtract it from the boost used within a single frame. That information is then exposed publicly for our UI to let the gamer know what their current boost is out of 100. As for way to replenish it, all we have to know is when the gamer is suspended in the air without jumping. When I first started thinking about this, I thought this would be quick and easy. Somehow, I never learned my lesson. How does that even happen? This isn't what I signed up for. In total, it took us about 9 hours to get this right. Check it out. Here on the bottom right, we see our boost meter going down as we use it up. Once we hit 0, no more boost. Oh no, what are we gonna do? There's no more road at the end. We're gonna crash, burn, and die and blow up. Psych, our boost comes right back as whenever we drive off surfaces. It's my get good gameplay strat. Our boost will end though if we don't resurface, so we'll need to keep driving off surfaces to continue to replenish our boost. Should make for some interesting gameplay. This KFC Colonel Sanders looking dude once said, quote, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started," end quote. Now this quote is total BS. I got started a long time ago and I am horribly behind. I'm terribly disappointed in myself. How could I have let this slide? Get it? Slide. Moving on, we can't even do proper donuts here. This is ridiculous. So I actually don't want to defy physics here too much. What we have going on here is that the 2 front wheels have higher friction than the 2 back wheels. So as soon as the drift commences, the front wheels drive the car harder, allowing us to control the direction. And that's it. So we need to make this a little better. What we want instead is to have this transitory period between the starting drift and the complete drift. So for example, let's say we want this transitory period to only take 1 second, where we'll say that the value of no drift is 100, and meaning our wheels have all the grip, and then it'll take 1 second to reduce our grip to, let's say, the value of 50, where our wheels can now slip for a complete drift. We can still get away with some plot armor here with the fact that our wheels have infinite grip, and we are controlling our grip speed to a slide for a full drift. Totally not confusing, right? This allows us to have better control over the direction we want the car to go, while allowing us to slip harder when desired. So for tricky quick turns, we can utilize our skills with the transitory drift. And for absolute madness, we can get on the full drift and do donuts. It'd be cool in the future to have some kind of effect on the wheels to visualize this, but that's VFX and artwork. We don't do that kind of thing around here. I gotta be going sound effects. Yeah, it's exactly like Tokyo Drift. We can do donuts. Hell yeah. Gotta pat myself in the back for this one. I finally feel like I can accept this car. It genuinely feels fun. And the possibilities with the arsenal of features feels endless. The next goal I have is making a demo for play testing. So look forward to the next video, because we'll be a million steps closer to getting ready for May 2023. Speaking of, it's currently April right now. So we got 1 month left, which we'll speak a little bit more on the next video. But back to work.